Welcome to a special yours truly late lunch, early dinner with yours truly Adrian Dragon. Died during COVID, being reborn as yours truly Adrian Hannah Dragon, androgynous pansexual founder of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire. The Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, one empire under the sun and the stars on earth. The motto of the Dragon, of the Dancing Goddess Empire is one. With the Dragon Empire is all ALL fruits, vegetables, and legumes are produced, made, and created by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. And they have food such as this bread, this rice, and this potatoes. The fourth dimension to the rice, bread, and potatoes is this black coffee bean, which is made, created, and produced by that dance of the goddess with her brother the sun, and harvested by one of my brothers and sisters, farmers across the world. As it was that dance with the goddess with her brother the sun, made and created and produced fruits, vegetables, and legumes that her brothers and sisters harvested back in ancient Egypt to build those pyramids, in Rome to build those roads. And today, 2021, July 13, 2021, that goddess dances with her brother the sun to make, create, and produce fruits, vegetables, and legumes that our brothers and sisters harvest even today in Montreal, Hawk Island, for us to build skyscrapers and for us to build, maintain, and upgrade civilization, or as yours truly, theorize, write poetry, work out, train, exercise for world peace. So I thank my brothers and sisters, farmers, who harvested this food and produced it into the different goods for yours truly, Adrian Hannah Dragon, to eat it tonight, 6:16 p.m. EST in Hawk Island, formerly known as Montreal. This cup of coffee, meditate my philosophy, bless all my allies, armies, and supporters with healing, need be, protection, wisdom, understanding, joy, love, to be able to do millions of push-ups, millions of hawks, millions of squats, millions of dancing moves. Of course, to support the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, the Phoenix People's Party, the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, universal love, and party, and universal revolutionary centrist party. I gotta thank my friend, oftentimes teacher, the one I love and call sister, to that trinity of being a friend, teacher, and sister to me. Also adds the fourth dimension of being my one and only financial sponsor for the moment, financing this meal on this movie night. I watch a movie and I pay for world peace. Let's see a little bit of this sauce. On the spicier side, just gonna put a little bit on different, but it's on the spicy sauce. Even this sauce was made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. Bless you in my name, Reborn Adrian Hannah Dragon, all my allies and armies. That your legions for world peace, international security, justice, global freedom, and universal love. Yours truly, Adrian H. died during COVID, although tested 3 times negative. Think I had COVID before mass testing was available. This was sick and disease. It was like death, pestilence, and disease. It was like pestilence, death, and disease, pestilence, and death. Our body was struck with illness end of January 2020 until about February 20th. So in many ways, yours truly did die. Adrian H. did die as yours truly, being reborn Adrian Hannah Dragon. The paradoxical founding of the dancing goddess and the dragon empire is what I will discuss briefly over this lunch for world peace with coffee. It'll be dinner because it's past 6. This potato was made and created by the dance of the goddess with a brother the sun. One of my brothers and sisters, farmers harvested somewhere. It's put for yours truly to eat, and I'm grateful for it and I appreciate it. During COVID, I realized how fucking useless with all skills, knowledge, and growing up hard in different hoods, different streets in Hawkeye and Montreal, and where I've struggled for the past years with loneliness, chronic unemployment, and chronic illness. Although the libraries of the city, Montreal became my second home, and thousands of books became my friends, and wrote theory, which evolved into the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire and the Phoenix People's Body. Some of it to summarize right here in these writings. And suffered lots of pain, but I realized during COVID the elements. This was yours truly millennial. I never farmed, right? Never farm harvested and get the opportunity because of the mass technological advancements and the mass fine farming. I'm not gonna go. I know there's problems and there's food waste, and I've always addressed it as volunteering in different food organizations, etc., etc., etc. I realized how many things we take for granted. There's food. Right? Rice. Holy, sacred, divine food for us to build, maintain civilization. How useless for myself and others could be in such a situation. Who never farmed, don't own farms, don't own farming land. Food is fruits, legumes, vegetables, that all ALL fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun, and symbolically that emblem, the dancing goddess empire, and of course the sun, the black fertile earth, the light, the heat, the energy, and the black fertile earth with the water, the oceans, and the rains. In that dance, which has been going for thousands of years, makes and creates all LL fruits, vegetables, legumes across the world, in all 7 continents, right? Different fruits, vegetables, and legumes. So the terror, this thought, how fucking useless with all whatever experience I have with philosophy, intellectual capability, and read thousands of philosophical books and blah blah blah, trillions of words. But if I can't eat, I can't feed myself, what can I do? What can we do? Can I build, maintain, or upgrade civilization or ourselves? It's fundamentals. I said it, I admit it, I am still while I'm struggling with COVID and all sorts of issues, struggling with Great Desert, suffered a lot. Repressed 13.3 years being bisexual, pansexual. Other people struggle a lot, and I call all willingly loving, and love is action. That's just blah blah blah. Love. Do something, offer. Do something, offer. That's blah blah blah. Speak a trillion words, and have a secret thought. For my allies and armies, offer you, although financially living in the worst financial crises, paradox no matter life, pockets empty, offer you millions, trillions of kisses, trillions of tickles, trillions of rubs. If you need to call my allies and armies, willingly loving allies and armies, bless you with love. Reminds me of getting a call a few weeks ago, and weeks ago and for a survey. I answered the phone. Hi. I said hello to the person, not knowingly. I said, how can I help you? So the person on the other end says, well, I'm doing a survey. Can I take a few minutes? Offer your time, says to me, Adrian Hannah Dragon. So, well, that depends. You might take a few minutes of my time, but that depends. We ask the person on the other end of the phone, are you looking for love? And the person starts laughing and says, no, I'm not looking for love. I'm here conducting a study. And I said, well, unfortunately, if you're not looking actively for love, I don't think we can break this impasse. I don't think there's much for us to speak about, to negotiate, to talk, to survey, etc. Right? But I said, no, I'm conducting a survey for XYZ regions, hygiene, etc. So I said, well, hygiene, I practice on the daily. I carry disinfectant with me since COVID. It's a cleanliness, hygiene is a very important and adhere standard to high standard of hygiene and washing and cleaning, and make sure that when I go in a public place, wash my hands, disinfect my hands either with my own that I'll carry now, 3 on me, about 3 disinfectants, 1 in the left pocket, the other one in the right pocket, and 1 on me clanged on my thing there. I'll show you. This, I carry my wallet, right? I have it on me almost whenever I go out. It's always wallet, whatever. This is the disinfectant, see? And this squeeze and rub. Not gonna do it now as I'm eating, so better do it after I finish eating. But although I'm gonna wash with soap because I'm in my room office in Templeland, underground basement. So anyways, so I said, well, I encourage hygiene. People like to get dirty. I like to get dirty too. I love to get dirty, but get back clean. Staying dirty, bacteria, germs, microbes get disease, So I said, well, unfortunately, if you're not looking for love, you called the World Bank of Love. I said, the World Bank of Love. World Bank of Love. Adrian Hannah Dragon. Androgynous, pansexual, somebody call pointing finger, say androgynous. Yours truly, abomination to some. Honor the dancing goddess and the dragon empire, or one empire under the moon, under the sun, under the stars on earth. For world peace, international justice and security, global freedom and universal love. My rent is paid for July. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I open your door?
You can, sure. Thank you so much. This is very, very good. Oh, you know what? Can you please put that, keep it for movie, when you're watching the movie, put it in the fridge, please?
Okay.
Thank you, because I'm having coffee.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it is really good.
Excellent. It's so good. Wow.
And I think the sauce you have is not spicy.
It's a bit spicy, though. For me, at least. I don't know for you, but for me. But it's good. I put it a bit on the... I'm using it. Putting it to good use. Thank you. For meal. My rent is paid for July. Got a few dollars to survive. terms of food. Thank you to the community who put a rainbow on a fridge for yours truly to go get this bread in my neighborhood. In Haka in Montreal, retrieve the bread for my collective food. Fridge. So my rent is paid for July. August, I don't know. July is paid. There's room offs and temples still. Spawn founded the dancing goddess in the Dragon Empire for world peace, international security and justice, and global freedom and universal love. Unfortunately, I was gonna do a little bit of show and tell here on this board, but couldn't find the erasable marker. I was looking for it. I got a bit moody and upset, and I said, better just dictate by oration and discuss it rather than. But although there's some of it is still visible, it has to do with my theory and proposing for debt refusion to finance and fund the global central bank to issue the universal currency of exchange in order to finance the international citizen integrated social security force, aka the Dragon Army, in order to secure the three elements of civilization: food, housing, and transport for all via public-private partnership in complementary covenant cooperative institution of the International Integrated Dance League, integrated, and it will be an all gender, all ages, all sexual orientation inclusive cooperative dance league to organize mass dancing events for the mass cleaning of the oceans, rivers, waterways, lakes. The paradox, the providential paradox, parallel to the COVID-19 crisis, of course, is, like I said, my trinity on COVID. First and foremost, I do not know what caused COVID. Second, I believe it was transmitted from snakes to human beings. And third, since I don't know for sure, I cannot rule out another possibility, be it XYZ, such as an experiment gone wrong, a mistake in a lab, a bioweapon. That's my trinity on COVID. First, I don't know. I don't have 100% proof. Second, I believe it was transmitted from snakes to human beings. Third, since I don't know for sure, my theory that snakes transmitted to human beings is not confirmed 100%, I cannot rule out another possibility, being XYZ. A fourth dimension to that trinity of don't know for sure, thinking it was snakes to human beings, and not knowing, thus cannot rule out another possibility to that trinity. Fourth dimension is what do know 100% without any doubt whatsoever, is that before COVID, yours truly, world peace advocate, independence. No, I'll need 10 minutes to 5 to 7 will work. Yeah. Thank you. 5 to 7, 10 in 13 minutes. 5 to 7. 15 minutes, whatever. Movie night. Fourth dimension to what I know. What I do know is that before COVID, you're truly world peace advocate, independent security analyst, and theorist, and student scholar of history, wars, geopolitics, and civilizations. Adrian H. Bourne analyzed the geopolitical events, major geopolitical events such as the US-China trade war, began by the Trump administration, imposing tariffs on hundreds of billions of goods from China. The deterioration of relations between and the crisis, diplomatic, political, and crisis between Canada and China due to the arrest of Meng Wanzhou, aka Cathy Meng, by RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, in order to honor extradition treaty with the USA, triggered a political, diplomatic, financial crisis between Canada and China. Post the beginning of the US-China trade war, thus Sino-North American relations, political, geopolitical, and diplomatic and financial crises to North America and China, and the West for that matter, and China at this point with escalations, speeded up the escalations and the tensions and the outright political crises even more. So 2019, back in time, October 2019, yours truly, world peace advocate, independent security theorist and analyst, and student scholar of history, civilizations, wars, and geopolitics, had taken those aforementioned real-life events which had transpired and other historical events such as the Pearl Harbor attack, and created, developed, and designed the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, those 7 wards known as the 300 workout, which today had performed my 201st session. I'm going to go up to 300 sessions as originally planned, and we'll see after it will still be effective for muscle development and fitness afterwards. But nonetheless, I created that workout, design created, made to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, which in a nearly paradoxical, providential, and a parallel way resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crises, and predates it by about 93 days. Because October 17 was the first session of the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 workout, which I created, made and designed to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario, which in a nearly paradoxical, providential way resembles the COVID health and financial crises. Paradox, right? And in my scenario, the World War III scenario, a stock market crash occurs in a not so distant future, parallel to my performance of the General War Integrated Total Body Training System. Subsequently, a stock market collapse triggers a global financial collapse, and subsequently World War III is spawned by a surprise attack by China, North Korea, and its allies on North American West Coast, because it was blamed that the stock market crash and the global financial collapse was blamed by China, North Korea, and its allies on the Trump administration beginning the US-China trade war by imposing hundreds of billions of dollars on more than 650 billion worth of goods from China in terms of the importations, the unimported goods from China, tariffs of 10, 15, 20, 25%. So it was more than 77 billion annual worth of goods just the tariffs. And the tariffs were on more than 665 billion worth of goods from China, different goods imported into the US, right? The US-China trade war ongoing. The paradox, right? Taking that into consideration, creating the system, and paradoxically, again, as a world peace advocate, because I was, am, and still am, was, and will call for the re-establishment of cordial mutually beneficial in diplomatic relations with China. I know there's other issues at hand, I'm not going to discuss that now. I think one comment that many in the West fail and see China only through the lens of a one-party communist state, which paradoxically China maintained its one-party communist state, the Communist Party of China, although I think many in the West do not fully understand or fail to see China through a more complex, diverse lens of China being a complex, rich, diverse civilization that dates more than 5,000 years and that has a rich, complex, and diverse culture, history, historical, architectural, financial, linguistic, spiritual traditions, and more on philosophical traditions. I'm not a communist, I'm not a fascist, I'm a universal revolutionary centrist, and the universal revolutionary centrism is embodied in the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, which I founded. Paradoxically, during COVID, as yours truly Adrian H died, although I got 3 negative tests. October 2020 negative, 2 months ago negative, and just before my vaccine negative, although got vaccinated May 30th. I'm up for my vaccine in about 11 days or so. Got a double check, got a second shot coming. Today the 13th July, maybe in 11 days, I believe on the 24th of July. I got a double check, maybe it's on the 23rd or the 22nd. It's coming this July, that I know. I got a double check, although I'll get a reminder and a notification for my second jab. I don't know what caused COVID. I believe it was snakes. I don't know for sure. Could it be XYZ accident, experiment gone wrong, bioweapon? But what do know 100 for sure, 100% without a doubt, yours truly, world peace advocate, independent student, scholar of history, civilization, geopolitics, and independent security theorist and analyst, created this workout to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario that resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crisis that I'm making to the Dancing Goddess and by yours truly, priestess, honor the goddess, making dance the most powerful weapon on earth for world peace, love, international security, and justice and freedom. Mm. 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 So that I do know. Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, one empire under the sun and the stars on earth, which yours truly, Adrian Hannah Dragon, being reborn with every step, every push-up, every hawk, every food that I eat, sunlight that hits my body, moonlight that I gaze, star that I count, and dancing move that I do. Yours truly, Adrian Hannah Dragon. Androgynous, pansexual founder of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire by the Phoenix People's Party. Anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, pro-love, universal revolutionary centrist party, calling on the creation of the universal global central bank to issue a universal currency of exchange in order to buy debt refusion, my theory of debt refusion. Theory of debt refusion. My theory written in the past years are struggling with chronic illness and precarious employment and loneliness, and depression, suicidal tendencies, etc. Or the libraries of the city of Hawk Island, formerly known as Montreal, became my second home. Books my friends wrote about finance, science, etc. Debt refusion theory. Debt, what we owe to the banks, financial institutions, people. Refusion meaning fusion, just like Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire and the Phoenix are based on democratic fusion, which is my political social philosophy. Democratic fusion, which also through my writings, that to take all debt refusion theory, to put it into practice, take all existing private and public debt. My private is 10,000. If I'm X1, you're X2, and there's hundreds of millions of X's. Taking it all.
We're not going to end up delayed because you don't want to get ready ahead of time.
I said 5 to 3. Got 3 minutes left. We won't be delayed. Been delayed enough. And so, debt refusion theory, taking all existing public and private debt, taking that number, my private at X, XY, etc., taking it all into consideration, the number of the public and private debt, all of it, refusing it, meaning taking that number, simple equation, which are written here, which is X and Y, if X is total private debt, Y total public debt, X and Y together, multiplication to the debt refusion, and creating the universal central bank by the infusion of that credit of the existing number in US dollars, the existing public and private debt worldwide, or Allies, and the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire and the Phoenix, creating the universal currency of exchange to finance the Dancing Goddess Army, officially called the International Integrated Dance League, to organize mass dancing events for the mass cleaning of the oceans, rivers, waterways, lakes, forests, mountains thereof. In complementary covenant cooperative institution of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragon Army, for mobilizing 1%, just like envisioned in my scenario of adult population of NATO countries, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, just like seen in my scenario, which offered a solution. Was not only devastation but rebuilding back better. Of course, mobilizing adult population 1%, integrating all with all existing public and private security forces and armed forces of NATO, calling on Israel to become the 31st NATO member ASAP, creating the Dragon Army in order to secure food, housing, and transport for all. Once those three elements of civilization, food, housing, and transport, are secured by a public-private partnership, we will be able to encourage people to work out, train, volunteer, do community work, and in the public sphere, encourage the hygiene and cleanliness, and be ready for the next pandemic, of if COVID variants mutates, or collectively as humanity in world peace, international justice and security, and global freedom and universal love, to be ready for next pandemic, together collectively while respecting and ensuring individual rights and freedoms. So free humanity. By this Democratic Fusion Act, we are truly the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, one empire under the sun and the stars on earth. I love you. I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna need to wash my hands.
Yeah.
Set it up.
Just putting this stuff, getting this stuff out. Oh, you're going into the back. Just the stool, not the table today, because the table we put in when we eat there, and we don't have to eat there today.
Yeah.
Just a stool.
Huh?
This guy who's competing, both his friends are Olympians.
Oh yeah. In what?
Wrestling.
For Canada? Oh shit! I'll turn this off, man. Still ongoing. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Love you.